Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, students. Today we are going to start the lesson Determination by an anonymous writer. We have taken this lesson from the unit number 4 that puts emphasis on developing hope, courage, and determination. That these are the true qualities and traits in any person that can lead you towards your journey of success. Anonymous means that we do not know that who is the writer, but the theme is really very much motivating, encouraging, and highly it is very much important as well that it should be developed this determination in everyone's personality that determines a brave and successful personality. What is the main theme of the story? That your hard work, determination, your commitment, your courage, your strong will, perseverance means patience, your consistency means when you consist with consistency, constantly you focus on your destination, on your target, the task that you have started. These qualities, these traits can beat or can overcome all obstacles in life. That is why it is said, a man can be destroyed but not defeated. A beautiful quote that really suits to the hero, to the heroes, to the engineers that we are going to discuss about them now. That you can be destroyed by the circumstances, by the situations, by the people, by the society, but never accept the defeat, never accept the failure. And second one is the message, is the theme, where there is a will, there is a way. Will means your strong desire, your spirit that helps you, that keeps you motivated throughout your journey towards success or your journey in life. So where there is the spirit, this crazy spirit in everyone, then the ways automatically are created, the paths automatically are cleaned, all the obstacles are removed. A beautiful message. With this beautiful message we move ahead towards the story. The story basically is about you can say that a real place, that is we can say that a place that is a monument. Monument means that is a memory in the name of two engineers, and we are going to discuss about them. And the place is the Brooklyn Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge is the real bridge, is the place that you can really you would feel quite motivated to know about that how this bridge that everybody felt that it is impossible to be built, but it became a monument, an example for the whole world. So this Brooklyn Bridge is a tribute, basically tribute to the two engineers, specifically those who developed the idea and worked on that. It is also a symbol of passion and determination, that only this is your passion, this is your commitment, courage, and strong will that can make any impossible task to be a possible one. So moving ahead, which are the main characters? John Roebling. John Roebling is a father and an engineer as well. And second character is Roebling's wife, who is presented as a symbol of love and faith. Love for her husband and faith that she would be able to help her husband, and she also had faith in the capabilities of her husband as well. That was John Roebling. And then the third character is John Roebling's son. That was, his name was Hisson Washington. This is that about John Roebling's son, his son, but his original name was also Hisson Washington. He was the son of John Roebling, and he was also an engineer. Got it? So we have these three main characters. Use of language. This beautiful message of determination is presented by the symbolism, imagery. Beautiful images are created. You know that the purpose of symbolism and imagery in any piece of literature is to take the readers into that situation, to make the readers feel that they are really in that state, they are really in that space, they are really in that situation that the writer want to make them put in that position. So beautiful images that that the readers, they start feeling as if they were really at that space, at that state, at that condition. So some adjective phrases, similes, metaphors are also used that I would be explaining while reading, and these are used to convey the crazy dream, crazy idea, a wild challenge that the writer called this wild challenge of making the Brooklyn Bridge. And then crazy men and their crazy dreams. These are some examples of some adjective phrases. Some metaphors are used. Crazy men means these three people, specifically John Roebling and his son, are called crazy men and their crazy dreams. Burning desire. Look here, the adjective phrase, burning desire, a wild challenge, crazy idea, crazy dream. Indomitable spirit. Indomitable means that the spirit, the desire that can never be dominated. That is, you can say, undefeatable. A never say die attitude. So these are some of the expressions that are the beauty of the lesson, that really convey the main idea or theme, what the writer wants to present. So let's move ahead towards the reading and explanation of the lesson. The first paragraph starts from: in 1883, a creative engineer named John Roebling was inspired by the idea to build a spectacular bridge. Spectacular means extraordinary. Bridge connecting New York with the Long Island. However, bridge building experts throughout the world thought that this was an impossible idea. But Roebling could not ignore the vision, the thought of the bridge, because he knew deep in his heart. Deep in his heart means that it was his determination that it could be done. He discussed with his budding an engineer. Budding basically means that a person who is very much young but highly groomed. And he discussed with the budding engineer, that was his own son, Hisson Washington, that the bridge in fact could be built. Let's begin the explanation. The writer says that this basically it was the year 1883. You underline, you can have this sentence in your MCQs as well in your objective paper. In 1883, this is basically an idea developed in the mind of a very much creative engineer who was John Roebling, and this idea was about to develop the bridge to connect New York City with Long Island. It is a quite long distance that this basically the New York, this bridge was to be developed between New York and Long Island. That was not an easy task to be performed, to be completed, because it was basically to join the two, you can say, to spaces, to places that were quite far from each other, and that seemed for everyone an impossible task. But the writer knew deep in his heart. This deep in his heart, this is an expression that shows that he had the willpower and determination, and he knew that this he would be able to complete it. Nothing is impossible in the world if you remain consistent and determined on any task. So you can observe that this bridge, Brooklyn Bridge, is still is a symbol of determination, and that is present in New York City. And then he persuaded his son. His name was Hisson Washington, and he persuaded him that we can, if continue working with the strong spirit and desire, we would be able to develop this idea into possibility in reality. And nobody believed that this would be possible, but his son supported him. So moving ahead towards this is answer of question number as well. So moving towards the second paragraph, that starts from working together. For the first time, the father and son developed concepts of how it could be accomplished and how the obstacles could be removed with great excitement, inspiration, and their headiness of a wild challenge. Headiness means they had in their mind this spirit. They developed, they hired the crew means the team that was going to help them, and then they told that crew that the project started well, and they informed about the crew about all the details. But it was only a few months underway, a tragic accident on the site took the life of John Roebling. Washington was injured and left with a certain amount of brain damage, which resulted in him not being able to walk, talk, or even move. We told them so. Crazy men and their crazy dreams. It's foolish to chase wild visions. So moving towards the question number 2 and 5, you can find the answers of these two questions. The paragraph explains about the dream bridge and determination. Dream bridge means what happened. It's a very tragic story, and when you come to know that in reality this happened, you really get very much sad and upset. But on the other hand, you developed a strong motivation in your personality that helps you to keep or continue working on your journey. Basically, it was, everybody called it a wild challenge. Wild challenge means it's a crazy challenge that everybody felt that it is just an excitement of a person, but they never bothered about that, and they everybody considered that crazy men and their crazy dreams. Means crazy means that everybody, all the engineers, not only in New York but in the whole world, everybody felt that this is just an excitement of their emotions, of their passions, and nothing else. And this excitement is called crazy dreams. And but what did John Roebling and Hisson Washington do? That they hired a crew, a team. They motivated that team. they explained each and everything to the crew, to the team. But what happened that a few months were passed, that they continued working on this, on the development of the bridge. But a tragic accident or incident happened in their life. And what happened that we can you observe, or that how much painful this incident was, that the father John Roebling, he lost his life, he died. But Washington, his son, he seriously got injured, and a major part of his brain got damaged in a way that he was unable to walk, talk, or even move. He could not move, even he could not talk, he could not walk, he couldn't, he was completely paralyzed person. He became a physically challenged Washington, but he was alive. You can observe that a person who is alive, who started his journey with his father, who wanted to accomplish the dream of a father, but could not, because the destiny, the fate could not support him, or could not support these two engineers. But it was only their determination, their willpower, that they never felt defeated. And that is why it is said, a man can be destroyed but not defeated. They were destroyed. Every wish, desire, in practicality, in practical life, practical approach, that seemed dead, that seemed destroyed, but they never felt defeated. They never accepted the defeat. So what happened then with the crazy dreams of the crazy men? Moving towards the next paragraph. Everyone had a negative comment to make, and felt that the project should be scrapped. Scrapped means stopped. Why? Because the Roeblings were the only ones who knew how the bridge could be built, but they are handicapped now. But Roebling's son's mind was still as sharp as ever. It is a simile used here, and they had a burning desire. So it seemed that there was a message for him. What happened? That one day he was lying on his bed in his hospital room with the sunlight streaming through the windows. And what happened? A gentle breeze blew the flimsy white curtains. Flimsy means that rough kind of curtains, and he was able to see the sky and the tops of the trees outside for just a moment. It seemed that there was a message for him not to give up. A beautiful really message. Look here, what happened. One day, John Roebling's son, his son Washington, was lying on the bed in the hospital. This message is basically an inspiration from nature. That how can you, this nature is the father, is a guide, is the companion of man. And how can you take this determination, this motivation, this encouragement, the positivity from nature, when you are completely destroyed and demotivated by the society? What happened? That though his son Washington was completely destroyed, but never felt defeated. As I told you, his mind, though he was completely paralyzed, but he was as sharp as ever before. It is a simile used here, that as is used in simile. What happened? That a gentle breeze started blowing from the flimsy, rough kind of curtains. What happened? When this breeze was blowing, and he observed the top of the trees, that when he looked at the top of the trees, he felt that as if it were the message for him to that as the top of the trees are moving with happiness, you can also reach the top of the dreams that you and your father dreamt about, making the bridge of Brooklyn, in New York, about Brooklyn Bridge. So he received it from the society. He got demotivated. He was demotivated, but from the nature he got this message. The never what message? That never give up. So he never gave up. Give up means it's a phrasal verb. Never leave your ambition. Never accept defeat. So moving ahead towards the next paragraph. What happened then? After getting motivated or inspiration from the nature, he touched his wife's arms with a finger, indicating to her that he wanted her to call the engineers again. Then he used the same method of tapping her arm to tell the engineers what to do. For 13 years, Washington tapped out his instructions with his finger on his wife's arms until the bridge was finally completed. It is basically a tribute to the triumph, means success, of one man's indomitable spirit and his determination. This is about the question number 6 and 7. You can get the answer from this passage, and all the important points are discussed in the passage. This was all indomitable spirit, that the spirit that cannot be dominated by any external aspect from the society, that was undefeatable. And secondly, we would also read about the method of communication that the wife helped her husband, and the method of communication that his and Washington started. So what was that? His and Washington, he started touching or tapping wife's arms. This was basically his method of writing a message on the arm of his wife, that only could be understood by the wife, that what he really wanted to convey. And this was all done to convey the thought about Brooklyn Bridge to the engineers, to the crew, to the team that was going to build that bridge. So what the wife did, that she decoded the message, means she understood the message of her husband, and she conveyed these messages to the crew, to the engineers. And that is why the wife is a symbol of love and faith. She had a very much rarely it happens that after this paralytic stroke, when one is put in such a condition, paralyzed or state by the destiny, no one is going, your blood relations, they leave you, no one can help you. But this wife continued helping or supporting her husband, and she had the faith in the capabilities of her husband, that he would be able to complete the bridge, so with his determination. So that is why this for almost 13 years Washington continued tapping the instructions, and for 13 years the wife they kept decoding the messages and conveying. It really seems a dream. And then when you look at girls, all the support, all the, you can say that it was a big huge support of the family members. A symbol of unity is there between the family members, that turned an impossible task into possible one. Then how can anyone ignore this fact, and that is why the writer says it is a tribute to the two crazy engineers. And I would say that not only a tribute to the crazy engineers means the father and the son, but a tribute to the lady as well. That helped her husband to continue on this undefeatable determination. And it is all this bridge is the symbol of triumph and success of it is a success story of about Brooklyn Bridge of both the engineers. So what happened when they continued decoding and working on the on the idea of the bridge? Next paragraph. It is also a tribute to the engineers and their teamwork and to their faith in a man who was considered mad by half of the world. It stands too as an tangible monument. Tangible means a real monument, a memory to the love and devotion of the wife for 13 years who worked and who've been continuously working to support the husband and decoding the message of her husband and told the engineers what to do. Let's continue. What happened? You can say that it is this paragraph helps you about question number 10 as well, and it is a tribute, a monument, a memory, a real memory in the shape of the Brooklyn Bridge in New York. That is a tribute to the physically challenged people. I won't use the word disabled persons or paralyzed person. I really feel quite sympathetic, girls, towards these two engineers, and it really develops a strong motivation in me as well. My spirit is also it develops in a strong, or you can say that gets motivated to continue on the task that we have started. It is a tribute to those physically challenged people. It was a challenge for those two engineers who were considered crazy by the world. And it is also a tangible monument, means a real monument in the shape of the real place. That is an example, that is a proof of someone's strong moral values. That in the beginning we have discussed the traits of the persons, and for 13 years of devotion, that there are so many examples in the world, but this is one of those you can say indomitable examples that helps every man, that makes every man realize that he is a crown of creation, and he is given the mind, the strength, and the power that helps him to never accept the defeat. And it is also a tribute to the father and his son, these two engineers, and specifically to the devoted lady, a wife, a symbol of love and faith. If the wife would not have been there, that I feel that it would have been impossible really to accomplish this task. So it is also you can say that a tribute to the crew team, to the team as well, to the members of the team as well, because in reality, if you come to know the real experience of the development of the bridge, you would come to know that a lot of, or many the people got injured. Many people died in the accomplishment of this Brooklyn Bridge. Many obstacles were faced by the engineers as well, and because obviously this actually it seemed really an impossible task, but that was made possible, and this is why it is a tribute, a monument. So moving ahead towards the last paragraph, that perhaps this is one of the best examples of a never say die attitude that overcomes a terrible physical handicap and achieves an impossible goal. So you are going to observe that the last lines, they really they are impressive, and they really explain everything about the theme that the writer wants to convey. And what is this never say die attitude? So moving ahead towards the message of the story, girls, you can have this question, or this is the most important question, I would say, in the whole story, that what is the message, what is the theme of the story. So these are some of the points that are going to help you. So this is the message of the story, that never say die attitude. Die attitude means never accept the defeat. As I already explained you, that a man can be destroyed but not defeated. So never accept the defeat in any task that you started in your life to complete. Never give up. Never give up means never accept the defeat on the one hand, and on the other hand, he leaves the message that never leave the task incomplete. Go for the accomplishment of the task, or for the target that you started, and you need to continue that, to take that towards the fulfillment of your desire of the dream. And the third is that nothing is impossible in this world, because I already told you that man is made the crown of creation, is considered the crown of creation, and there is nothing in the world that can be impossible for the man to complete that, because the quality of mind, that this blessing of mind that is associated, that is given to human beings, this makes them a supreme creature. And this, through this quality, those two engineers, they made this impossible task to possible one. And the next is that sheer courage and high spirits help you keep motivated towards the journey of your life of the success. This courage and high spirits should always be developed in you. And the last one, never lose hope. Rise and fall is the part and parcel of your life, but the man gets success, or we have many examples in the world of successful people who never lost hopes in the world. And because this pessimism, this hopelessness takes you towards you can say the being a pessimistic life, you cannot reach, you cannot achieve the goals. So this never lose hope, continue working harder towards the success of your journey, towards the success stories that you are nearby going to achieve. So this is all about this beautiful lesson, that is determination. This is your assignment for today, about the lesson that make all the question answers, assignments on all the question answers from question number 1 to question number 10, and then send it to the send the assignment to the respective teachers on your respective groups. But the most important question that I would suggest everyone to make, that is, what is the moral of the story, what is the message of the story, and what is the theme of the story as well. This is very much important, because this story has a real beautiful message, and you can have this question. So make assignment on these 10 to 12 questions and understand the lesson in a proper way. Thank you so much, and Allah Hafiz.